y'all, and welcome back to the Single Mother's Life. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been rocking with me for a while, thank you so much. And in today's video, we are going to talk about, should I relocate during the pandemic? The famous question, should I relocate during the pandemic? I mean, I could sit here all day and tell you that you should relocate during the pandemic or you should not relocate during the pandemic, but who am I? I'm not relocating with you. I'm not going to be in that new city or that new state with you. So I can't tell you if you should relocate during the pandemic. Yes, we're in a pandemic right now, but think about it. Is the time for you to relocate ever going to be right? Is it ever going to be perfect? When it comes to relocating right now, if you're going to relocate right now, which I'm sure single mothers all across the world are relocating right now, despite that there's a pandemic. Just like everybody is still going to clubs, everybody is still going to bars, everybody is still going to the gym, everybody is still going to work, everybody is still sending their kids to school, as if there is no pandemic. I understand that relocating is a big deal. It is a life-changing event. But you got to think about it. If God has told you to go ahead and relocate, God is going to protect you and your kids, and he's going to provide for you guys. So why worry? If you know that God's hand is on your life, if you know that he's going to lead you and guide you and protect you and keep you, why worry? It goes back to the first step to the single mother's 5-step guide to relocating with no support. The first thing you have to do is you have to pray, and you have to be sure that God is wanting you to relocate right now. There's a time and there's a season under the sun for everything. It says that Ecclesiastes in the Bible. God also says that when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So if God is telling you that the time is right, right now, then the time is right. You don't have to worry about any pandemic. You don't have to worry about what's going on around you, because God has promised that he protects his children. And especially if he's leading you, if he's telling you like, now is your time, then now is your time, which is why it's important to have a relationship with God and to be led by the Spirit, and not by the flesh. And if I have a video on, how to draw closer to God if you just don't have that relationship with him right now, so that you can hear his voice and you can be led and directed by him, so that you'll know that it's my time. In my book, The Single Mother's 5-Step Guide to Relocate with No Support, I gave my story on how I have wanted to relocate since 2013. Every time I would always tell somebody like, hey, I'm going to relocate here, I'm going to relocate there, but it wasn't the time. It wasn't my time. It's either I had to get some things right. I had to draw closer to God. I had to increase my faith. And then when the time was right, God made it happen. So that's what he's saying to you. When the time is right, he will make it happen. It don't matter if there's wars going on. It don't matter if there's floods going on. It don't matter what's going on. But when the time is right, God is going to make it happen. Let's stop focusing so much on what's the terrors and the things that's going on in this world. And kind of let's tune in a little bit more to God, because he has a plan and a purpose for your life. And when he say the time is right, the time is right, and no devil can stop it. Fear is what holds a lot of single mothers back. And I get that it's a pandemic, but if God is telling you to leave right now, or if God has been told you to leave right now, then girl, you better go, because your time is now. You don't know what's behind the obedience. You just don't know. You just have to be obedient, and just know that blessings always follow obedience. You're in a pandemic, but you have decided that God has said that the time is right. You know, you have decided to move forward and to go ahead and relocate to that new city, that new state as a single mom during the pandemic. Then the second step that I give in the guide is to research. You want to know what the pandemic rates are like in each state. So if you're not clear as to what state God has told you to move to, then I would definitely pray a little bit more and ask him to show you and to reveal you which state or which city you should move to. And if you don't know how to connect with God, if you don't know how to pray, then definitely join us for the Single Mothers Purposeful prayer calls and testimonies held every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. I'll link the meeting information below. But definitely pray and ask God to reveal to you where he will want you to go. And then also do your research. You know, God has given us a mind. He's given us eyes. He's given us, you know, a thinking pattern so that we can research on our own. So do your research. Like, I know right now, the states that has the highest COVID-19 cases is Texas, California, Wisconsin, and Illinois. And you can kind of expect that for Texas and California because those are big states. Like, I'm here in Austin, Texas, and the cases, you know, over the past couple of days, which they had already forecasted that they were going to go up around this time. But, you know, they're not as bad as you would think they would be, you know, for Austin being the fourth largest city in Texas. So definitely do your research on the state that you're going to see what the COVID-19 cases are for that state. And, you know, whatever you find, pray on it. You know, pray about everything. God says pray without ceasing, and he always gives us wisdom. He also says if you need wisdom, then ask him, you know, and he will give it to you as long as you believe that he's going to give it to you. You watching this video, you know, maybe God giving you wisdom, but definitely pray on it because this is a big move. That's the first step. Pray. Pray and ask God, you know, should you move right now? Pray and ask God, is this the right time to move right now? Pray and ask God where you should move. You know, he hears you, and the purpose and the plan that he has for you has already been laid out. So if he has given you the desire to relocate, then you gonna be relocated. You know, it may not be now. It may not be during the pandemic. Because you may have health issues or your child may have health issues. As God is probably saying, you know, stay put for right now. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. But that takes you to develop that personal relationship with him to, you know, get that revelation. So again, I know that this video was not as in-depth and as thorough as, you know, you thought it probably was going to be. But relocating is a big step. What I try to do is I try to give you a blueprint on how to do it. I try to help you think strategically so that you can execute a plan. I'm not pushing anyone to move, you know, prematurely before the time is right. I'm not pushing any single mother to do anything that God would not call her to do. However, I do know that God did not create us to be trees. He created us to be like a tree. You know, where we draw everything we need from him, but he did not create us to be trees. Everybody he used in the Bible relocated geographically. They relocated. They was never in one spot. They always moved. So I do think that sometimes in order for God to do what he want to do in our life, or in order for God to use us as he wants to use us, it is going to take us to relocate, you know, come to another place, come to a higher place mentally, physically, geographically, spiritually, all of that. So that is my mission and my purpose, which is to encourage single moms to get past the fear. I'm not pushing anyone to relocate. You know, if the time is not right for you, the time is just not right. You have to have that relationship with God, that personal relationship with God, so you know if he's telling you to relocate or not. I'm just a vessel. You know, I'm just being used by God. I can help you. I can be your accountability partner. I can help you get over the fear. I can give you ideas. I can come up with solutions for you if you're stuck. I can help you. You know, I can coach you, you know, because that's what I am. I'm a coach for single moms. So I can help you in those areas. But as for me to tell you if the time is right, yes or no, you have to figure that out, sis. You have to figure it out. Should you move right now during the pandemic? I don't know. You have to figure that out. But these are just my thoughts on should you move right now during the pandemic. So I love y'all. Again, if you haven't, click the link in the description bar. Go ahead and grab this book, your little blueprint, your accountability partner to help you get over that fear. And also join us on Wednesdays for Single Mothers Purposeful Prayer. We're going to pray over our lives, our children, you know, our purpose, on our paths. We're going to pray over our finances. We're going to pray over our future husbands. We're going to pray over everything. And then we're going to listen to some testimonies. And don't forget to subscribe if this video or any other video on the channel has helped you. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all in my next video.